Hey everyone, this is kind of an unusual video that I'm doing here, but I figured since I'm doing this, I figured I'd share it with my YouTube audience because it's retro related. But I have here some Transformers and a Gobot that have a very common problem with retro toys, and that is some loosey-goosey joints. Now, this particular Transformer I just bought. This is the Walmart exclusive reissue of Starscream, G1 Starscream, and very happy with this figure, but his one joint here, out of the box, is flippy floppy. So the other one, oops, sorry, the other joint here is nice and tight, but for some reason this one here is just loose. So that prompted me to realize that a lot of my Transformers here, this is a Gobot, this is a Tank, very, creative name, not really, but when you transform Tank, it's a very simple transformation. His arms are supposed to, oops, he's upside down. His arms are supposed to, it's hard to do this with one hand, be in the backwards position in tank mode, and they're so loose they just flop down. So I have a couple Gobots that have this issue that are very floppy and loose. So, and then my boy Soundwave here, I bought this off of Duke Togo, Chris, from Collector Cast, part of the RF Generation Network. Great guy, and this thing is in fantastic shape, but he's got a little bit of a forward lean, as you can see. So I'm going to see if I can fix this guy here just a little bit as well. Anyway, so I did some research on YouTube, and there is this trick where you can use certain floor polishes and different types of floor cleaners and just drop it in the joints, and it kind of acts as like a glue of sorts and a tightener. And it looked like pretty universally it's a pretty good method to tighten up joints on, toys. So I figured I'd give it a try. So this obviously is not my idea. I stole it from YouTube, but I figured if it works, I get to share it with you guys. So I'm going to give it a try here. And I have a little medicine container here. And where'd my dropper go? A little dropper. And I'm going to pour some of this into this, and then drop this into the joints, and then wait 24 hours, and hopefully magic will happen. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will get back to you, and we'll see if it works. So here we go. All right, guys, I set my tripod up here. Hope it looks okay. So I'm just going to do this one at a time here. And first I'm just going to start with this guy here, and I'm going to try to hit both these joints, the butt joint here and his arms. And just take this little dropper here and drop it into the joints there. Work it in a little bit. I'm going to do both sides here. Just kind of work it in. And then hit these joints here. Just kind of work it in. There's number one. Our Starscream, I'm just concerned about this one joint. He's brand new. He's awesome. But it looks like, let me get some more here. Just going to put a little bit in this one joint here. Probably can't see that real well, but I'm just going to work it in a little bit. Maybe I'll hit it from the front too, from this side. Work that in. That's pretty loose. I'm going to be a little surprised if this works. This thing's like super loose. Time will tell. So there's number two. And then Soundwave here. It's going to hit, I think, just basically his from the back here. Yeah. Put some in these leg joints. Just to get rid of that little bit of a forward lean that he has. Kind of work that in a little bit. Might put a little bit more on this one. I'm not sure how good you guys can. I can't see the camera screen, so I'm just kind of... And I'm going to put a little bit on this arm joint, because this is a little... His arm doesn't stay up real well. So I'm going to hit that one a little bit as well, if I can. I don't think it's even getting in there. And the reason apparently this floor stuff is better is because it's not risky as some people use super glue and whatnot. And then you have the risk, oh, here we go, I can hit from the back a lot easier. You have the risk of messing your toy up if you use super glue or glues and stuff. So this stuff apparently is pretty safe to use, can't mess your toy up. Work that in. Clean it off a little bit. Just gonna make sure I get it in the joint that I want it in. Okay. So I hit his legs. I hit his arms. This other arm's fine. I'm just gonna do the one arm. And then that's it. Now to wait 24 hours and see if it works. Okay, everyone, it's been 24 hours and I have not touched these, so I don't know if this has worked or not. So we're going to give it a quick little test here and see. Well, I can tell you already. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Let's see if this actually works. Well, it worked for him. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Success on this guy. Now, you know, the question is how long will it last? Now, for me, I mean, I don't play with these, obviously. I just set them up and display them. So I don't need them to continue to stay tight if I transform them often and stuff like that, because they're really just for display for me. But yeah, that's a big difference for him. Let's see how Starscream's... Oh yeah, look at that. No more floppy arm. That is so cool. Even after moving it several times, it stays tight. That is great. And then for Soundwave here, big difference. That is awesome. Well, that is success. I'm happy. I guess the true test will be if I transform them a couple times and see if they still, you know, stay. But look at that. I mean, he's not leaning at all now. And his arm is nice and tight as well. So that works. So here it is, guys. This is the stuff that I used. Holloway House, Quick Shine, High Traffic Hardwood Floor Luster, fortified with pure Carnauba, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. But anyway, this was one of the ones that on YouTube somebody used and said it was really one of the better ones. So that's why I picked this one. The good thing about this is this was cheap. This was like $7 or $8 for this big bottle, and this will last me forever. If I'm going to use this exclusively for, you know, toy joints, this will last me literally my entire life. And it was like $8. So well worth the $8 already with how effective this has been for my loose joints. And again, just to show you, it really is working great. So Tank here can keep his arms in the tank position with no problem. So there you have it. Success. That is really cool. So all you action figure toy collectors out there, I'm talking to you, Steve and Eider, and Joe. Of course, Joe doesn't open his, so it doesn't really count for him, I guess. But anybody who has old vintage toys that they want to tighten up, this is a good little trick, or as they call it now, a hack. A toy hack or a life hack or something like that. So I guess this is one of those. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. And again, I'm going to say this was quite successful. I'll see you guys next time. There they all are on the shelf. And some Gobots down here.